What to photograph in April 2024? Hello PhotoPills, Rafael the Bar here. April is a month packed with cool photo opportunities. We've got Comet 12P Pons-Brooks reaching its brightest, a total solar eclipse, yeah, the Zodiacal Light, the Milky Way and the Galactic Center, the latest meteor shower, visible from both hemispheres, the full moon, and 4 conjunctions of the moon with the planets, with Mars, Saturn, Venus and Jupiter. And don't forget the always on photo opportunities that we have always there. I'm talking about sunrise, sunsets, golden hour, blue hours, star trails and more. Also, at the end of the video, I'm gonna share with you some of the best photos that you guys have submitted to the PhotoPills awards and that we featured in March. So let your imagination fly, decide what you want to photograph and use PhotoPills to plan your photo so you can go and capture it. Okay, let's start planning. Let's see some of the best photo opportunities that can be captured in April 2024. Let's go! In April, Comet 12P Pons-Brooks has been predicted to be visible to the naked eye in the northern hemisphere. It will be visible in the southern hemisphere, but unfortunately it won't be, or at least it has not been predicted to be visible to the naked eye in the southern hemisphere in May. So in the northern hemisphere, if the comet is finally visible to the naked eye, and the show might be amazing. Because as you know, comets can really surprise us, like Comet Neowise did a few years ago. So how do you locate the comet? Easy. After sunset, you'll find the comet getting lower and lower, not far away from the sunset direction, which is the thick orange line you have here in PhotoPills. This is the sunset direction and the yellow one is the sunrise direction. So unless in that direction, you'll see the comet getting lower and lower towards the horizon setting. The comet will make its closest approach to Earth on April 21st. But before, on April 8th, those that will be photographing the total solar eclipse during totality when it gets super dark might also have the opportunity to photograph the total solar eclipse and also the comet. Amazing. The comet, along with the total solar eclipse at totality, and also Jupiter and Venus. Super cool. By the way, if you wish to learn how to plan your total solar eclipse shot and your comet shot, please watch this video. As I said, on April 8th there will be a total solar eclipse. And a total solar eclipse occurs when the moon covers completely the sun's disk. During the eclipse you can photograph the partial phase of the eclipse and all the phenomena that occurs during totality. I'm talking about the diamond ring, the Baily's beads, the sun's corona, the chromosphere, and even the earth shine. But again, as I said, this eclipse is very special because it occurs also when Comet 12P Pons-Brooks might be visible to the naked eye, so it will give us an opportunity to photograph both the comet and the eclipse, along with Jupiter and Venus too. So long story short, where do I have to go to photograph the total solar eclipse? Totality? Well, zoom out on PhotoPills, and if you have enabled the eclipse layer, here you'll have the band of totality, which is this dark band you see on the map, and here's where you can see totality, the total solar eclipse phases. Also on the eclipse panel above the map, let me go to the panel. Here you'll have all the phases of the eclipse. You know, where I have the red pin, the eclipse is not visible, so I'll place it here in bay. Is where we're going to be doing a PhotoPills expedition to photograph the Aurora, Milky Way and the eclipse and the comet. If it's not cloudy, of course. But yeah, on the top panel you have the phases of the eclipse, you know exactly when each phase of the eclipse occurs. On the map, this orange line, thin one, is telling you where the eclipse is gonna happen, and if you tap on the AR view, you'll be able to visualize where in the sky, I'm gonna zoom out a little bit more, where in the sky the eclipse occurs. Pretty cool. I love the AR views. And again, on the panel you have the phases of the eclipse. So now in the AR view, you know where the eclipse is going to happen. Here at the bottom you'll see Venus, and more here on top of the corner you're gonna see Jupiter, and below Jupiter you're gonna see the comet 12P Pons-Brooks, not far away from the eclipse. Let's hope it is visible. We'll see. It's gonna be super interesting to discover it, and very exciting to try to get the shot of the eclipse and also of the two planets and the comet. So you had the opportunity to be in the path of totality. Please don't miss it. The new moon is on April 8th, the date of the eclipse. As you know from last month's video, April is also a great month to photograph the Zodiacal Light. And what's the Zodiacal Light? Well, the Zodiacal Light is the reflection produced by the scattering of sunlight due to the particles moving along the entire solar. It's a beautiful glow at night. In the northern hemisphere, you'll see the Zodiacal Light after sunset when the astronomical twilight ends, when nighttime begins, in the direction of the sunset, the thick orange line you see on the map. On the contrary, in the southern hemisphere, you'll see the Zodiacal Light in the direction of the sunrise. Here, the thick yellow line you see on the map in the southern hemisphere right before dawn, right before the astronomical twilight begins, when it's still nighttime. So applying the Zodiacal Light is super simple with the sunrise and sunset directions depending on the hemisphere you are in. And if you wish to learn how to photograph the Zodiacal Light, watch this video. April is another great month to photograph the Milky Way and the Galactic Center. In the northern hemisphere, it's a great month to photograph the Milky Way when it's low in the sky for a beautiful panorama and also for beautiful diagonals. If I tap on the 90R, you'll see better what I mean. So we have here the horizon, the moon is below the horizon because it's the new moon, and you see the Milky Way arching when it's low in the sky above the horizon. It is the Galactic Center and the other crossing point with the horizon. It's pretty cool. You can also get it higher and a little bit more higher for a beautiful diagonal with your subject. In this case, you could go here. You want to shoot the diagonal, for example, with this lighthouse, which is the lighthouse of Ilha da Beira in Menorca. And we go to the southern hemisphere. Let's see what we have in the southern hemisphere. Let's see, for example, here, Patagonia, more or less. And in the southern hemisphere, if I change the time, you see that we can get in April the Milky Way pretty vertical. This is completely vertical. Actually, in the top panel of the Milky Way, which is this one, you can see that the Milky Way icon is vertical and also vertical in the south, with the core in the southeast directions and the core in the northeast direction. So the core center of the Milky Way is pretty high in the sky, and you can get vertical compositions, I would say, in April. Let me check the 90R and see what we get here. So this is the thin part of the Milky Way, the thick part of the Milky Way. So you see how the Galactic Center goes up throughout the night, which is pretty cool. Very nice, very nice, very nice. I love the Milky Way in the southern hemisphere. The core is so high in the sky that you can see it all. Awesome. Okay, and if you wish to learn how to plan the Milky Way, you wish to learn how to plan your Milky Way shots, watch this video. The Lyrids meteor shower is peaking on the night that goes from April 22nd to April 23rd. Unfortunately, the moon with a phase of 96% will be above the horizon for the whole night, almost the whole night, drastically reducing the number of meteors that we can experience and photograph. According to the top panel, here in Menorca, 2.5 or 2 meteors per hour are expected at the peak. It's not much. Even that, I have to say that the best time to photograph the meteor shower is before dawn, when the moon is about to set. Is when it's low in the sky is when it's gonna be the best moment to capture meteors, just before sunrise, just before the astronomical twilight begins. And here on the map, what we see is that we have the radiant of the meteor shower moving along this gray curved line. So you know where the radiant of the meteor shower is at all time. You know that the radiant is that spot in the sky where meteors appear to originate. And you also have the moon information here on the map, so you know at all time where the moon is gonna be. This case is setting in the west. This thin blue line that's moving when I change the time is telling me the position of the moon. And if you want to see the moon or the radiance of the meteor shower on the augmented reality view, you just need to type on the 90R and you have here the Lyrids, the Milky Way, and the moon position. They're about to set, almost a full moon. Pretty cool. So you can decide where you want to frame, based on the moonlight direction, for example. You want to have the moonlight coming from the side, you can just shoot north or northeast, for example, or even northwest a little bit. To have the moon setting at 90 degrees, for example, compared to your shooting direction. Also, the Lyrids meteor shower is visible from both hemispheres, the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere, but it's weaker in the southern hemisphere. And if you wish to learn how to plan your meteor shower shots, watch this video. The full moon is on April 23rd or April 24th, depending on the time zone you are. And as you know, the moon is so much fun, it's such a great element to have in our photos. So, based on the moonrise direction and the moonset direction, plan your shot. For example, for instance, I planned this cool shot here in Iceland, near Vik, where I have the moon setting aligned with the beautiful basalt columns, these sea stacks that we have here in Vik. And as you see from the top panel, the moon size in brackets is 27.8 meters, which is pretty big, even that the height of the columns, basalt columns, is around 66 meters, more or less, I think, if I'm not wrong. And I have the moon at 50 meters, the center of the moon is at 50 meters, the moon height on the top panel. So this is a pretty cool shot. If you are in in Iceland, that's a cool photo opportunity. Also, the light is golden hour because the sun elevation of the sun is minus 3.73 degrees according to the top panel. So golden hour at the end of the golden hour, beginning of the blue hour, so the moon is gonna be amazingly, beautifully yellow and powerful. And this shot occurs on April 24, 2024 at 4:43 a.m. If you are at the right position, you'll be able to photograph the full moon, setting along with these amazing sea stacks in Vik. Here I have a photo of the sea stacks. Untitled Chapter, the photographer of the PhotoPills team, took this photo in the PhotoPills expedition to Iceland. We gave a whole tour around the island in 2023. And our idea was to photograph the moon aligned with the sea stacks here, but we got clouds. Fatal error. Epic fail. Great. If you wish to learn how to plan your moonshots, which is not that difficult, watch this video. In April there are 4 moon planning conjunctions. On April 6, Mars and Saturn will be close to a pretty thin moon. The moon phase will be only 6%. And if you are in Antarctica, you'll have the opportunity to experience the occultation of Saturn behind the moon. On April 7th, it's Venus that will be in conjunction with the moon, and the moon phase will be only 2%. And those on the east side of the US and in Central America will have the opportunity to experience the occultation of Venus behind the moon. Pretty cool. On April 10th, Jupiter will be pretty close to the moon, and the moon phase will be 6%. On both hemispheres, you'll find the moon planning conjunctions where the moon is. So all you need to know is where the moon is at all time, which you know it because of this blue line that's moving on the map. Where you see the moon, you'll see the conjunctions. Okay, now let's see some of the best photos that you guys have submitted to the PhotoPills Awards and that we featured in March. The first one is a super cool photo of the Aurora Borealis arching above the landscape and under the Milky Way in Lofoten Islands, Norway, a photo by Jesus Carmona Guillen. The second one is a fantastic photo of the Dolomites in snow and golden hour light taken by Roxolana Hibrich. And the third one is a photo of a beautiful full moon captured in the desert of Algeria, photo taken by Khalid Hemal. Congrats to everyone, thank you so much for sharing such amazing photos. Now, if you wish to learn how to plan and photograph each one of the events I've shared with you in this video, I invite you to download and study well our super detailed photography guides. I'm gonna leave a link to the guides in the description of this video and in the first comment below. Download them. And as always, if you like this video, give me a like, subscribe, and I'll see you next Wednesday in another video. And remember that you have the power to imagine, plan, and shoot legendary photos. Bye!